Now, I have to point out that, I'm as someone who is married and has been subject of a lot of criticism about what the fuck, Spencer? Putting out the cold open banner for this shit. Can't believe it. Fired.
Absolutely fired.
Okay, so I haven't weighed in. I have not weighed in on this issue as much, but I figured at this point we got to talk about it. Spencer says my wife left me, and so does every single Habibi Bro viewer right now. In any event, if I could talk about the controversy surrounding Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Now, I don't know if you've been following the story, Jay. Well, yeah, everyone thinks, what the fuck what kind of controversy? It's the controversy that only a Jennifer Rubin simp like myself could pay attention to, because our queen, Jennifer Rubin, wrote about it. So apparently the quote unquote Thomas scandal is rotting our democracy, because everything that doesn't promote the democratic cause is rotting democracy.
Right.
So I don't know if you have been following the story, but this is what happened. Okay, this is what happened. I'll tell you. Basically, what happened was Ginni Thomas, who is the wife of Clarence Thomas, basically sent text messages to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Now, Mark Meadows, who I guess apparently had a friendly relationship with Ginni, somehow is basically creating a stir because Clarence Thomas, who sits on the Supreme Court, apparently tried to overturn the election based on the actions of his wife. Like, look, in the days leading up to the January 6th Capitol riot, there were tons of people texting and communicating with people within the White House to try to do something about the election and the results. And people are somehow thinking that Clarence Thomas like instructed his wife or like had a role to play in trying to get Mark Meadows to convince the president of the United States and the vice president to somehow overturn the results.
Gotcha. Yeah. Clarence Thomas, for sure. He absolutely, that's so on character for him. What are you talking about? Of course. And his wife, who is decorated lawyer, clerk, all of that shit to herself, has no agency whatsoever of her own actions at all.
Yeah. And also what better way to say that women deserve to be equal than to tell a man to get their woman in line. Right.
Absolutely.
Every single time.
It's amazing.
Single time, Jay.
That's feminism right there. Telling your wife to shut the fuck up and make a sandwich.
As we indicated last week, what is a woman? Can't park, dishwasher, sandwich maker.
Absolutely.
Those are how if Tangi Brown Jackson said those three things, there'd be no controversy.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Easy to define a woman. Honestly, they should play that a cold open to her.
Right.
Where we had Dr. Anus on. And Anus.
Dr. Phil Anus. Phil Anus. Sorry, I just like saying Phil Anus.
Phil Anus is such a good name.
It is a good name. So basically, Ginni Thomas and Clarence Thomas deserve obviously to be let me rewind 30 years. Clarence Thomas went through a high-tech lynching in his Supreme Court confirmation hearing, led by then Senate Judiciary Chairman Joe Biden. And now he should be facing an actual lynching because of he is the only black man on the Supreme Court, and he just doesn't think like a lib, basically. Right? Is that correct, Jay?
That is absolutely correct. They hate it. They fucking hate it. They despise it. They hate him more than white men. They do. They really do. They hate it when a minority or a black person or a gay person or a trans person or anyone who has any type of conservative thinking or right leanings. They hate
not
him.
even
They
not even yeah
despise
not
him.
even yeah not even fucking conservative leans, just independent thought that goes against
Yes.
the consensus. That is it's pretty rich just to call them sellouts. Oh, just because that person doesn't think the same way as I do, they are a complete sellout and traitor to their entire group. They are beholden only to groupthink.
They call them tokens. They call them Uncle, like Uncle Clarence, they would call him. They'll call him a token. Like they do all of that kind of stuff that if it was taken anywhere else in context, you would get fired. You would get fired. They would go after you. Imagine somebody said that type of shit about Barack Obama, Uncle Barack, or said that he's a token for left wing agenda or some shit like that. Imagine what will happen to that person. I'm saying it right now. Taylor Lorenz, if you're fucking listening, I'm saying this right now. Uncle Barack and Token Barack, please come after me. Also sit on my face.
I'm glad you got that one in there, Jay, because honestly, I don't know if she'd be able to spell it out that you wanted her to sit on your face. So AOC is now calling for Clarence Thomas to resign because, of course, that's where we're heading down, Jay.
No,
everyone is demanding. It's
they
just
want to resign or at least recruit himself.
And they fucking did it knowing he was in the hospital.
They're disgusting. All of them are disgusting. There was a director of some university who was saying, like, let's all say what we're thinking. He tweeted out that we hope that Clarence Thomas dies. Just tweet that shit out like that. If any, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, anybody who would tweet that kind of stuff about Barack Obama or about anybody on the left that are in those positions would get fired. I mean, hell, there was that one guy, Shapiro, that was about to get fired over a tweet that everyone was misinterpreting about Jackson, about them choosing Jackson solely because she's black and a woman, even though that's what Biden said. So they took his tweet out of context and he almost got fired. And he probably is going to get fired. But this director is totally fine saying that type of shit on Clarence Thomas. They get away with it because Clarence Thomas is on the right. When it's people on the right, they get away with their racism and their bigotry. And then the softest fucking thing that happens on their side, they'll go whining about it like bitches.